do that? Because the Most High is going to cause us to keep our mouths shut. You know?
He's setting up. He measured the time. He measured the time. You know, he set up a time for you to actually get this knowledge while it's there, and then at one point he's gonna close that opportunity, and you won't be able to get this knowledge. And when that happens, it's gonna be too late.
And everyone will have had an opportunity to get it. There's no excuse.
There's no unrighteousness in Yahawah. Everyone now today they have the opportunity to have this truth.
Think about that. That's a miracle in itself. Where in the time of Jacob's trouble, someone comes and he's like, "Oh, I know that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You were in the streets teaching. Can you tell me what's going on? Can you teach me some things?" And you physically cannot even tell them anything. That's crazy. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna blank your mind, bro. What?
And among brethren, you're just going to know what's going on. You're just going to know what to do. Even if you can't explain it. That's a miracle. That's the wondrous works of the Lord.
The Spirit. The same book, Ezekiel 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning of me. So we're warning you guys. That's it.
God, we're supposed to be keeping a lookout on all the signs. We're supposed to be able to tell our brethren, like what we're doing now, that the signs are at hand. Like Esau, Edom is, they're going crazy. We're about to be going to the what's called war, nation against nation, the race wars. Yeah. So all the time of Esau's downfall is at hand, and that's what we're doing right now. We're preaching this word out, prophesying the downfall of Mount Seir, or Esau's land.
Just the fact that we're here prophesying this only means that we're steps closer to his downfall.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passes out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain by the sword. I will make...
Mount Seir is the land of the Edomites, and Edomites have a perpetual hatred towards Israel because we took the blessing, but we didn't take it maliciously. It was already intended for us. But they still hate us because
and this is the whole book of Obadiah talking about them too. This is the curse, and this is what marks the death wound, the death blow on from the entire books also of the Bible after the story of Esau, Jacob, and also how Yahawah said he tested certain nation, or he pours them, and he loves he brings one to his own kind, He's trying to reassemble his nation one by one. And this is what happened too during the downfall of 70 AD of Jerusalem, how they overtook, they besieged the cities, and they conquered it, and things. Well, this is what it's gonna happen, about to be happening right now. Just gotta gotta watch now. Gotta be watchtower spiritually.
Verse 9, I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Wherefore, as the Lord was there, therefore, as I live, said the Lord, YAHAWASHI, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord power, when the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate, as thou did rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
So ultimately, we are here for the elect of Israel, the chosen man that keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But we also, if we get the opportunity to send fire on Esau on the Mount Seir, we'll take the opportunity.
That's a commandment.
That's
It's
a commandment,
against
yeah.
Mount Seir.
Yeah.
The doctrine, many the times I read it, it's to warn the people, as you said, but it's to call upon the downfall of this kingdom, man. Because we want our kingdom to be set up, man. So we gotta constantly, we gotta cuss out Esau, man.
Every chance we get.
Yeah, man. Cuss out Esau.
Book of Jeremiah 51, verse 20.
Bring it up.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young maid and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, said the Lord, which destroyeth all earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks.
Mountains mean governments, like yeah. Was that it on that?
And behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, said the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, not a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, said the Lord. Set ye up standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her.
That's what we're doing.
That's right.
Doing the trumpet.
Call together against her the kingdoms of Arak, Mini, and Al-Shinaz. Appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Amen.
The book. You got some?
Psalm chapter 149 from the top. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Most High a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praise unto him with the timbrel and harp. Let the Most High take his pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and
Right.
to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment. This honor have all his saints.
Right.
Praise ye the Most High.
HALALYAM, YAHAWASHI. God, that's the spirit. The book of Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath sacrificed in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about hither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the vats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
God.
For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
This book of 2 Peter 3, verse 3. Doing this, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were, from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the waters, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Willingly ignorant.
Like they say, in this age of information, ignorance is a choice.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast besought the shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establisheth a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 27. The fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. The way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 11. For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Their offspring is cursed. Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which has not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of the souls. Verse 16, as for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of an unrighteous generation.
Like it says, blessed are the barren. That goes for the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, it's going to be so bad, you're not even going to want to have children. And if you have children in this society, you already know it's teeming with wickedness. You know, trying to influence your children with all these different teachings of sexuality, and drag. Indoctrinating your children with these religions and their curriculums.
So most people don't even want to teach their kids about normal sex at a young age, but they're trying to teach the kids about wicked sex or fornication at a young age.
Being being a whore and saying don't slut shame. Sex
my
work
body,
is real
my
work.
body, my choice. You can go be, go be a whore and If anything happens, we can abort, you know? Abort the mission, you know?
Kill the children. A quick precept in Proverbs chapter 5, verse 15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. This is the living waters right here for us to consume, to drink.
Right.
You know? Not out of Esau's gay BCs or his wicked philosophies.
I can't even learn the ABCs normally nowadays, man.
Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. You know, because the Most High wants us to be fruitful and multiply and, you know, spread our seed in a righteous way. You know, let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. All right. So no, Eve, you cannot have a Edomite husband.
Sirach 25 and 7. There be 9 things which there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that had joy in his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
God. You know, this is joyful unto us, man.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, seeing everything shut down,
Yeah, I like
seeing
it.
everyone wearing a mask. Yo, this is great news for us, man. The economy going bad. Yo,
We got it.
World War III coming up. We're bringing out the popcorn. Yo, this is a movie for us, man. We're enjoying every moment.
The book of Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 10. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. Right now we're seeking. He's on trial right now, man.
Yep.
You know? He's on trial, but
It's not looking good,
what do you
man.
call it when he doesn't show up to trial?
Lockdown?
What do we
I
call
forgot
it?
the
What's the word?
legal term.
There's a word for it.
When you don't show up to your child, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you don't show up.
Oh, fugitive or something?
No.
It's like it's something like it's not like give up, but like
He's absent, man.
Yeah.
To the spirit. Oh, you still going to Oh, yeah. You were done on that?
Yeah, that's
Okay, kick on. The book of John 4:14, go with the water. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
Catch me with one verse. Oh,
Con. Verse 13. Whosoever drinketh, Yahawashi answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
Shall thirst again. So there's many water, there's many wisdom, there's many doctrines. But guess what? You're gonna thirst again, man.
That's right. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
See that? So like going back to the one doctrine.
That's right, the one doctrine.
Those are let's say the other waters are more like salty water. You know, you drink, but you're still thirsty.
That's right.
You know,
No minerals.
no minerals, man. You're drinking for nothing, man.
Chinese proverbs,
It's called
Japanese proverbs, and all that.
It's called bench warrants.
Bench
I
warrants?
thought there was another word for it.
Coward?
No.
Bench warrants?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You can read it. Read the definition.
If you miss a court date, the judge or justice of peace may order a bench warrant for your arrest. If the court orders a bench warrant, you will be arrested and likely held for bail hearing.
But I think that might not be for a civil case. That's probably for like a federal case or something.
Yeah,
Call themselves justice of peace. Wow, look what good people they are, man. They push out unrighteous decrees, this and that, but they call themselves justice of peace. There's no justice, there's no peace in what they're doing. They're proclaiming unrighteous decrees.
That's right. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him for Salakim. Shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Come on, that's it on that. Got another precept. The book of Zephaniah 2, verse 8. Therefore ye wait upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI of the Lord, to serve him with one consent. That's right, one doctrine.
Revelation 3, chapter 3. Remember therefore now thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know the hour I will come upon thee. That's right.
That's why you're supposed to repent now while you can, and not put a time limit on it. You don't know when he's going to come. He's going to come. He's going to come after you as a thief in the night. You know? That's why we have to pray and ask for mercy that, you know, we won't be able to, you know, overtake it or lose patience or give in to our temptation.
Verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the earth, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Most people are going to give in to that temptation because you're going to be faced with the choice, with many choices probably, but a big choice will be either to, you know, take the RFID chip, you know, and be given the Esau's empty promise of protection and security, or have faith in the Most High and suffer for a while, but eventually you'll be delivered. You know, eventually you'll be protected during these times, and you'll be delivered from all this trouble.
Verse 11, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take that crown.
Hold fast to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Like how the Most High likens wisdom unto a woman. You know, love wisdom. You know,
Move fast with that hand.
Once you have a hold on wisdom, never let her go. You're not gonna let your woman go, so don't let the wisdom go.
You know, you hold on tight to wisdom, you know, tighter than your woman, man.
Really?
Yo, come on.
Wisdom's the ultimate woman.
Because wisdom is always going to be with you, man. Your woman's not always going to be with you, man.
Seek first the kingdom, everything else will be added on.
Yeah, God.
That's right. The book of James 4, verse 7. Submit yourselves therefore to Yahawah. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to Yahawah and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your heart, ye double-minded. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Speak not one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother, speaketh evil of the law, and judgeth the law. But if thou judgest the law, thou art not doer of the law, but a judge. Therefore is one lawgiver who is able to save and to destroy. Who art thou that judgest another? Go to now, ye say that. Today and tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year, and buy and sell and get gain. What I say on that?
Book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father, and I will give him the morning star.
And that's literal and figurative, because they ruled over us with, whips and chains, but we're gonna have an unbending, unbreaking rod of iron, to beat them to submission, pretty much. And figuratively, because we're gonna have such a strong hold on the new world that's gonna be brought forth, as the kingdom, and we're never gonna give up the kingdom. The kingdom's never gonna be destroyed or be thrown down. So yeah.
That's right. I got a quick precept. In the book of Revelations 2, verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulations 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and he will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. That's it on that.
Just endure temptation and overcome. And, the Most High will deliver you. Have faith as strong as the brothers in Maccabees. The Lord can do anything for you. It could be last minute, it could be immediate. The Lord may bless you to be one of the 144,000. He might let you feel no pain. So does that faith?
Stephen? Quick precept, just to back you up. It says the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Even forever and ever.
That's right. Rulership, Rulership is in our hands. It's just a tip of our fingers. That heaven is touching. We're touching it. It's right here, right now, man. We're feeling it in the spirit. It's in the midst of us. Happening. We don't know where it's happening, but it already happened in the midst of us. YAHAWASHI said so.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 14. And there was given him, verse 13. And I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days. And they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Come on.
So as soon as YAHAWASHI is at the top, he's never going to go down. Ever.
This is Daniel chapter 12. And at the time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
Book of life.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. So it's talking about the elect too.
Just to back you up,
Come on.
the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, and verse 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with psalms. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at. Verse 45. It's like 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahawah. Now are they crowned and received palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is this that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahawah, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.
Come on. Through the Spirit, I got a quick precept. The book of 1 Corinthians 15, going with the immortality. I'm going to catch it from 44. There's a natural body and there's a spiritual body. And I'm going to move to 52. And the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on an uncorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall we be brought to pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory.
Come on.
So we're going to get new spiritual bodies. These fleshly bodies are worldly, and it's a constant battle between our spirit and our bodies, our fleshly bodies. So like it said, in the twinkling of an eye, but we're not even going to realize it, we're going to have the new bodies given unto us.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
With the new body, we won't sin anymore.
The law is going to be within us.
Just back that up too. We're purifying ourselves and making us try to this fire, you know, this fire of this word right now. It's the affliction that's in the midst of us. But the wicked doesn't understand it, that this is their world right now, and their playground can do anything they want. But us, we were done away with all these things. Trying to go with the YAHAWASHI, you know, our Father. Trying to be in the same image as Him. Reflect. Take a mirror and aim at a sun or whatever. It's gonna burn. It's gonna burn from the reflection.
The book of Philippians. It's like it. The book of Philippians. So like it. The book of Philippians. The book of Philippians. So like it. Chapter 2 and verse 10, to the point that at the name of Yahawashi, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and in things in earth and things under the earth.
Everyone.
That's beautiful.
Everyone.
Guardians.